Welcome to History with Herodotus, where we delve into the rich tapestry of human experience, weaving together the threads of time, culture, and discovery. Today we embark on a fascinating journey through the ages, as we explore the captivating history of Cairo, a city that has been a beacon of civilization for millennia. Located at the crossroads of Africa, Asia, and Europe, Cairo's strategic position has made it a prized possession for empires and dynasties, each leaving an indelible mark on its storied past. It was here, in the fertile valley of the Nile, that the pharaohs built their majestic cities, harnessed the power of the river, and developed a sophisticated culture that would influence the course of human history. The city of Memphis, located just south of modern-day Cairo, was the capital of ancient Egypt during the Old Kingdom period, and its legacy would shape the destiny of the region for centuries to come. As the centuries passed, the Egyptian empire rose and fell, with various dynasties vying for power and leaving behind a treasure trove of architectural, artistic, and literary achievements. The New Kingdom period, which began around 1550 BCE, saw the construction of grand temples, tombs, and monuments, including the iconic pyramids of Giza, which would become an enduring symbol of Egyptian civilization. The city of Ichtawi, founded during this period, was another major urban center in the region, and its ruins would eventually be absorbed into the sprawling metropolis that would become Cairo. The arrival of the Persians in 525 BCE marked a significant turning point in the history of the region, as Egypt became a satrapy, or province, of the vast Achaemenid Empire. The Persian period saw the introduction of new administrative systems, trade networks, and cultural influences, which would have a lasting impact on the development of the city. The construction of the Citadel of Babylon, located near modern-day Cairo, was one of the notable achievements of this period, and its fortifications would serve as a prototype for future defensive structures in the region. As the Persian Empire declined, Egypt was conquered by Alexander the Great in 332 BCE, ushering in the Ptolemaic period, during which Greek culture and learning flourished in the city. The founding of Alexandria, located on the Mediterranean coast, marked a new era of cultural and scientific exchange, as scholars, philosophers, and intellectuals from across the ancient world flocked to the city's famous library and museum. Although Cairo itself did not yet exist as a major urban center, the Ptolemaic period laid the groundwork for the city's future growth, as trade networks, administrative systems, and cultural institutions were established in the region. As the Ptolemaic period drew to a close, Egypt was absorbed into the Roman Empire in 30 BCE, marking the beginning of a new era of administrative and cultural transformation. The city of Alexandria continued to thrive as a center of learning and culture, while the region that would eventually become Cairo remained a vital hub of trade and commerce. The Romans established a new administrative system, with the province of Aegyptus being governed from Alexandria, and the city's famous library and museum remaining a beacon of intellectual curiosity. The Roman period saw significant investments in infrastructure, including the construction of roads, bridges, and canals, which facilitated the growth of trade and commerce in the region. The Nile River, with its annual flooding and fertile silt, remained the lifeblood of the Egyptian economy, and the Romans developed sophisticated systems for managing the river's resources. As the Roman Empire began to decline, Egypt was eventually divided into several smaller provinces, with the city of Alexandria remaining a major urban center. In 641 CE, the Arab conquest of Egypt marked a significant turning point in the history of the region, as Islam was introduced and the Arabic language became the dominant tongue. The Arabs established a new capital, Al-Qahira, which would eventually become the city of Cairo, and began to develop a distinct Islamic culture that blended elements of Egyptian, Greek, and Persian traditions. The Mosque of Amr ibn al-As, built in 642 CE, was one of the earliest mosques in Egypt and remains an important landmark in the city to this day. Under the Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates, Cairo flourished as a center of trade, culture, and learning, with scholars and intellectuals from across the Islamic world flocking to the city's famous House of Wisdom. The city's strategic location at the crossroads of Africa, Asia, and Europe made it an important hub for the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. As the Fatimid dynasty rose to power in 909 CE, Cairo became the capital of a vast empire that stretched from North Africa to Syria, and the city's architecture, art, and literature began to reflect the distinctive style of Islamic Egypt. The construction of the Mosque of Al-Azhar in 970 CE marked a significant milestone in the development of Cairo as a center of Islamic learning, and the mosque remains one of the most important institutions of Islamic scholarship in the world. The Fatimid period also saw the development of a unique architectural style, characterized by intricate stone carvings, ornate minarets, and grand domes, which can still be seen in many of Cairo's historic mosques and madrasas. As the Fatimid dynasty began to decline, Cairo was eventually conquered by the Ayyubid dynasty in 1171 CE, marking the beginning of a new era of military and cultural expansion. The Ayyubids, led by Saladin, developed a powerful army that defeated the Crusaders and unified Egypt and Syria under a single ruler. The city's famous citadel, built by Saladin in 1183 CE, remains an imposing landmark in the city, its walls and towers a testament to the military prowess of the Ayyubid dynasty. Under the Mamluk Sultanate, which rose to power in 1250 CE, Cairo continued to flourish as a center of trade, culture, and learning. The Mamluks developed a unique system of government, in which slave soldiers were trained to become powerful military leaders, and the city's architecture, art, and literature reached new heights of sophistication. The Mosque of Sultan Hassan, built in 1361 CE, is one of the most famous examples of Mamluk architecture. Its grand dome and intricate stone carvings, a testament to the skill and craftsmanship of the city's artisans. As the Mamluk period drew to a close, Cairo was eventually conquered by the Ottoman Empire in 1517 CE, marking the beginning of a new era of administrative and cultural transformation. The Ottomans developed a new system of government, with the city being governed from Constantinople, and the city's architecture, art, and literature began to reflect the distinctive style of Ottoman Egypt. The city's famous bazaars, such as the Khan al-Khalili, remained vibrant centers of trade and commerce, and the city's historic mosques and madrasas continued to be important centers of Islamic learning. The Ottoman period saw significant investments in infrastructure, including the construction of roads, bridges, and canals, which facilitated the growth of trade and commerce in the region. The Nile River, with its annual flooding and fertile silt, remained the lifeblood of the Egyptian economy, and the Ottomans developed sophisticated systems for managing the river's resources. As the Ottoman Empire began to decline, Egypt was eventually occupied by the British in 1882 CE, marking the beginning of a new era of colonial rule. Under British rule, Cairo underwent significant modernization, with the construction of new roads, bridges, and buildings, and the introduction of modern technologies such as electricity and telephones. The city's famous tramway system, established in 1896 CE, remains an important part of the city's transportation network to this day. As the Egyptian nationalist movement gained momentum, Cairo became a center of political activism, with figures such as Saad Zaghloul and Mustafa Nahas leading the call for independence. The eventual withdrawal of British forces in 1922 CE marked a significant turning point in the history of Egypt, as the country gained its independence and began to develop a new sense of national identity. Cairo continued to flourish as a center of culture, learning, and politics, with the city's famous universities, such as Al-Azhar and Cairo University, remaining important institutions of higher education. The city's historic mosques and madrasas, such as the Mosque of Muhammad Ali and the Madrasa of Sultan Hassan, remain important landmarks in the city, testifying to the rich cultural heritage of Islamic Egypt. As Egypt gained its independence, Cairo continued to evolve as a center of culture, learning, and politics. The city's universities, such as Al-Azhar and Cairo University, remained important institutions of higher education, attracting scholars and students from across the Arab world. The city's historic mosques and madrasas, such as the Mosque of Muhammad Ali and the Madrasa of Sultan Hassan, stood as testaments to the rich cultural heritage of Islamic Egypt, while also serving as vibrant centers of Islamic learning and intellectual inquiry. In the decades that followed, Cairo played a pivotal role in shaping the modern Arab world. The city was a hub of political activism, with figures such as Gamal Abdel Nasser and Anwar el-Sadat leading the country through periods of rapid modernization and social change. As Nasser once said, "The future belongs to those who prepare for it today," and Cairo was indeed preparing for a bright future, as it became a beacon of Arab nationalism and a symbol of resistance against colonialism. As the years passed, Cairo continued to grow and evolve, with new neighborhoods and suburbs springing up to accommodate the city's rapidly expanding population. The city's economy flourished, driven by a mix of traditional industries such as textiles and agriculture, as well as newer sectors such as tourism and technology. Today, Cairo is a thriving metropolis, home to over 20 million people and a vibrant cultural scene that reflects the city's rich history and diverse heritage. Despite the many challenges it has faced, the history of Cairo remains an enduring testament to the city's resilience and determination. As the great Egyptian historian Abdullah Rahman al-Jabarti once wrote, "The history of a city is not just a record of its past, but also a guide for its future." And the history of Cairo is indeed a guide that continues to inspire and inform us today. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.